All right, so welcome once again to the podcast presented by Trynyty. As usual, my name is Cody Lacroix. I'm joined today by a gang of friends, no TV, and a missing microphone stand. But we're going to make do with what we have. We're going to do our best not to talk over each other. This is actually episode number 9 of the podcast. And today, Lloyd and I are stoked to welcome Mr. Cameron McRobbie and Josh Tapscott, who may also be known or not known as Mr. Click Commander 69. Boys, how's it going?
It's going great.
Good, pretty good.
How about you?
Man, we're good. We're excited to have you here. Things are rolling. And what's this to your left right here, my man?
This is, there's 4 grip tapes here. They're all the Trynyty SIG grip tapes. We got mine, we got Ethan's,
Yep.
Jordan's, and Benji's. So this one's mine. I'm assuming you want a little rundown of the idea.
Give us a rundown, but make sure you're talking to the mic.
Okay, so the whole concept is pretty much I wait tables outside of scootering and my schooling. And so I wanted to incorporate that because I feel like I'm always either on my scooter or serving people beer. And so I wanted to make a little funny little logo of a scooter rider serving beer. And so that's exactly what you see here.
Hell yeah. And it's at Swiss Chalet, right, that you serve?
I work at 2 different places, one
Okay.
during the school year, one during the summer when I'm not at school. But I wait tables at Swiss Chalet during the school year. And then when I'm home for summer, which this year I'll be home for good. I'm done school this year. But
Right.
I wait tables at a restaurant and bar called Cache. It's it's not a franchise, so you probably haven't heard of it unless you live in Newmarket. But
Nope.
it's sick. They actually sponsored me also. They sponsored me for riding scooters, which was sick.
Shout out to Cache, man.
Shout out to Cache. They're super sick. Shout out to Jen. She's awesome. Best manager ever. But yeah, dude, that's sort of the rundown of it. It's sick. I'm super hyped.
And what's a little crazy is that these actually landed today.
Yeah.
Like, we got them a couple hours ago. The boys were in town.
This is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, brought them over. So,
It's so sick.
supporting the riders. Some of the profits go right to the riders. You get their checks
Yep.
once in a while coming in.
Keep the
Wanna
boys fed.
Exactly.
Yep. Keep me fed.
So-
Seriously though, huge shout out. You have no idea how happy I am.
Oh, man. Shout
about
out
that.
to these guys because
It's only the beginning.
So stoked. Really so stoked.
so we wake up this morning. It's like maybe 8 a.m. and I'm up and these guys are up, but they're a little bit slower. And normally when we have people up, we'd be, going to film or whatever so we can sleep in a little bit more. But we knew today that there was about 1,000 spoilers to be built.
Yeah.
Over 1,000, yeah.
Over 1,000. So we ended up going for breakfast. We got a good hearty breakfast and
Yep.
a thick, full meal.
Yep. Great
And
service too.
It was good. And we went over to where we build our parts, and I think maybe 4.5, 5 hours we just spent drilling fenders onto packages. So for anybody in the next 2 months who opens a Trynyty product that's been purchased anywhere in the world, chances are one of these two may have, probably did touch it.
It was
Yep.
a good time.
Yep.
It was a good time.
Yeah, shout
Big
out to those
packaging
dudes.
run,
Yeah.
so it's very good, and we're quite efficient. I'm very happy with it.
Oh man, it was a
Everybody's
long
work,
run, and it was cool because right as we're finishing that, boom, grip tapes show up, and
Yeah, it was perfect. dude.
yeah, shout
Can't
out
really plan it that perfectly. Like,
No,
even if we tried,
to,
like,
the TV doesn't work, but we threw the grip tapes up there, so it's all good.
Yeah.
exactly.
Who cares?
It's funny. I've worked on an assembly line before
Uh-huh.
in a factory making car door handles, but I could definitely say that was a way more fun assembly line to be working
No,
on.
for sure.
Oh, for when
sure,
you're,
yeah.
you're talking with the boys and you're
Yeah,
actually
listening to
building,
good music.
scooter parts. And,
Yeah, dude.
yep, music was pretty on point too.
So fun.
Shout out to Spotify.
playlist.
Yeah, shout out to
Yeah,
Spotify, man. All right. So I know this is a bit of an awkward topic, but you knew this one was coming,
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Josh, and I say Josh,
Right
but
before, though, I'd like to present the other new grip tapes we have.
are you really going to cut me off mid?
I'm really sorry. but- so we have Ethan Kirk's new signature grip tape, the V2.
Sell it, Lloyd.
Yeah, and so we got the half pink, half black. It's classic Jordan Stanley.
Yeah, so
grip.
Jordan's a simple dude, and he was trying to think of what he wanted for his Sig Grip V2, and we're like, honestly, your Sig V1 was like the best seller, so he's like, let's keep
Do it
it.
again, yeah,
so shout
run
out to the V2, which is actually also the V1.
Yep, and here we have Benji's. This is Benji's own design. He drew this by hand by himself.
Yep.
Then we got it digitized and printed.
By Ethan.
Shout
By
out
Ethan.
Pink is
Good job.
in too.
Yeah.
And it's Fat Pizza What?
Fat Pizza What?
Yeah,
Because the rest is too aggressive.
exactly. We can't put that on products and sell it to children.
It
It would
rhymes
be
with what?
exactly.
People can figure it out. If you know Benji, it's not
Yeah,
it's
for
not too
sure.
hard to figure
Yeah.
out.
So these just landed. They'll be all around the world very shortly.
Copy
Yeah.
sheet. Copy sheet.
Very, very soon. Keep
Very,
the boys
very
fed,
nice.
support the riders. That's what we're all about. So back to the
That's it.
the
I'm
topic
sorry.
at hand. Back to the topic at hand. It's funny because just last night we were chilling, and then Cam goes, "Hey Josh, da da da," and then I was wanting to say something, so I said, "Yeah, Josh, da da da," but it was weird because I literally always call you Clit. It was like the first time in a long time I actually said Josh. So where does this come from?
I don't want to express on it too much, but it's like, I don't know. I just like have my regular name with Instagram, and I decided to like just everyone had cool names, so I'm like, I just want to come up with something unique but also funny at the time, and like it just kind of came to my mind. But people say like, did you get it from that movie? And I'm like, no, I've actually never seen the movie. I forget what the movie's called though as well.
There's a Click Commander in a movie?
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I
Oh,
forget
cool.
the movie, but
Right.
I'll have to search that up. But yeah, it's kind of like that, and yeah, it's interesting. People are like, how do you have that name, and like girls like, you know, kind of like look at you and be like, damn, why do you have that name? And, like,
And you
that's
ride
kinda
a
bad.
scooter, man.
But you actually, it's actually not that bad. Like, you can still get girls from I have got girls from that name, but yeah, it's interesting. But
Love
yeah,
it. So Josh Tapscott was just too boring, and Click Commander was obviously where it's at. So
yeah, it just,
You
just
went-
came
you
to
went
mind,
ahead
and I was
at it.
like, that was it.
I think you hate it or love it. So
Yeah, you,
Love it or hate it.
whenever my girlfriend sees your Instagram come up and sees your handle, she's like, oh,
so
you get
hate
angry,
that.
so distasteful.
you know. So, but yeah, it's funny. It is funny.
It is
Yeah.
hilarious. And
Throw in a 69. You know.
You have to add the 69. If you're gonna go Click Commander, you can't be just a Click Commander. You gotta
no,
be Click
it's
Commander
because I
69.
tried to do just Click Commander, but then
taken?
it's taken, right?
Shout out,
Oh.
to the, I
Probably.
shout out to the real Click Commander.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
exactly.
if it's ever open,
And I'm like,
swoop it.
Dude, I was like thinking of like the dumbest number that you could do. I'm like 420. I'm like, no, that is just too like.
Could have went
dumb, you know?
420 Click Commander 69.
Yeah, no, but I'm like, you know what? 69 would be funny because you know, but yeah.
Hell yeah! So shout out to Instagram for birthing Clit because
Yeah.
in the 4 or 5 years I've known you, I think I've called you Josh all of 6 times, including the 2 on this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's
I just call
yeah,
everybody by their names. That's why I said Josh yesterday.
Yeah.
It's just force of habit.
It's a good habit though, and we've touched on this before. Me and Benji did, but it's crazy to think how many people actually only refer to themselves, or not to themselves, but as
Other
to other
people.
people as like, you know, by their Instagram names. Like,
Yeah.
oh damn, that dude is shredding. Who is that? They're like, yo, that's Shorty. You're like, oh, that guy.
Yeah, literally.
Like it's Devin. Like who's Devin?
Yeah.
yeah. Everyone just like talks by their Instagram names. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you go to
Yeah.
a skate park and you're like, oh, there's that guy, and you just know him by his Instagram name. You don't actually know his real name.
It's insane. I don't know like at what point in time, but at a certain point, like everything associated with you and the way you scooter is gonna also like be sort of attached
Yeah.
to your Instagram.
For sure.
It's
100%.
crazy. Like I don't
Yeah.
know exactly. Like obviously, I remember I had a buddy Joel. Shout out to Joel. You know Joel.
Joe Ford.
Yeah. And he was went to the same university as me, same course. So we ended up in a couple classes together. And he was always on Instagram on his computer, and I didn't even have Instagram back then. I just remember thinking, "Oh, this is a phase. It's gonna pass." It's a, you know. And then next thing you know, Facebook buys them, and
Yeah.
everybody's on it.
Yeah.
I remember making mine. I was still at school then, but he was way ahead of the curve. He was on that shit years before I was. It was
I wonder what kind of handles will be left in 50 years.
Everything's
Like,
gonna be taken.
no more emails. It's over.
Yeah.
I
Like,
remember when the first time I was like on Facebook and I was like, "Ooh, we're gonna search up my name," and there's like 100 other Cody Lacroix. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, I kind of got lucky with that. There aren't many Cameron McRobbie. Well, when I made it, there wasn't. Maybe there is now.
There's gotta be at least
there's
one more, man.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
there's definitely at least one.
There's
more.
only one Clit, but there's at least a couple
Yeah.
Cam McRobbies.
That's good.
Yeah, man. And Cam, obviously you were also at Coalition at the same time as Lloyd.
Yes, I was.
For anyone who doesn't know, how did you actually wind up going? Because I know it was pretty last minute
was-
decision.
Yeah, it was very last minute. So I ended up. It was weird. It all happened so fast. One day I was at school, and then my year ended, and I went straight from where I go to school in Oakville to here in Montreal
Yeah.
for the jam on August 20th, and it was sick. I was
April
always
20th.
April 20th.
April
Sorry, that's
20th,
my
yeah.
bad. April 20th.
420.
But yeah, 420. But yeah, it was obviously always a fun weekend. Couple pros who were like a little more well known than the ones who had came out previous years. You had Nick Tedrick there, Auguste, and everything. And it was sick. I knew the weekend was gonna be fun, and it was. I had so much fun. But like a couple days after I went home, I got a message, a DM on Instagram actually.
Shout out to
Talking to
Instagram.
Instagram. Shout out to Instagram. From Auguste, and he's like, "Hey, like, did you want to ride in Coalition?" And for a second, I looked at my phone. I was like, "What? Like, this can't be like what?
This isn't how it
real."
happens.
Yeah, this is. What do you mean? And then I was like, what? And I told my dad, I was like, yo, Dad, you know that competition that I told you about where there's like a bunch of teams, filmers, this and that? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, I think I just got asked to go. And he's like, no way. And he's like smiling and this and that. I'm like, yeah, but it's like next week. And he's like, what the hell? And so it was just like a whole bunch of messaging my bosses at work, my several different jobs, and like getting time off, messaging my sponsors, trying to get money to like fly me out there and pay for Airbnbs, stuff like that. And it all happened so fast, but next thing I know, I was in California.
It was good timing too, because you had just got put on the Trynyty team.
I had literally just got put on the Trynyty team, and that was even more overwhelming, dude. Like it was an overabundance of just overwhelming things happening, and it was just all after I had graduated school too. And it's interesting because in my program, for in between the third and fourth year of school, you have like an internship. So I was telling myself like all of the school year, I was like, oh man, this summer's gonna suck. Like it's gonna be just straight working for free and then working on the side so I could pay for my last and final year of school. And then like next thing I know, like I'm in Montreal, I got a new sponsor with like the best dudes, and now I'm going to Coalition. It's like, what the hell? Like I didn't see it coming, but yeah, dude, it was crazy, man.
So just a DM on Instagram and
just
boom,
a DM on Instagram.
off from there.
Yeah, I started asking him like, oh, who's gonna be on the team? Who's filming this and that? I was like, I didn't believe it, dude. Like it didn't seem real.
Had you thought about it ever before
No.
that happened?
Well,
like in your head, like, oh, you know what? Like that'd be a cool thing to do.
100%. I had thought I would love to do this. This would be. I feel like every scooter rider is kind of like the dream, right?
It's scary a bit, but yeah,
it's definitely scary. Well, it's scary it's only scary once it's actually like an opportunity. I feel like, because I feel like every scooter rider's like, damn, like I want to do this. Like Coalition's the best competition, and then like when you actually think about it, it's like, damn, I actually gotta go and huck my meat, dude. Like,
now it's
this
real.
Is very risky.
Now
it's a
real.
real thing.
Yep.
But it was. I definitely can't complain, dude. It was so sick, and I was more than willing to send it, bro. But yeah,
and you absolutely did.
But it had never crossed my mind that I would get an invite. So it was crazy that within like a 12-hour period, I went from getting asked to go to messaging all my sponsors and jobs and everything. And then the next morning at like noon, I had found out that like it was all set, the plane was booked, this and that, everything. I was going. So I was like, so sick, dude. Like so grateful. Can't even put it to words. Dude.
And you were on the team with Auguste, Luca Di Meglio, and Maxime Bouzid.
Yes.
So your filmer was Bradley, also from France.
Yes.
So you were the only English-speaking rider on your team.
I was.
How was that?
It was good, but it was difficult, obviously, because I don't speak French. I know some words.
You're getting there.
See, but that's the thing. I've been trying to learn French for time, so I was kind of ashamed of myself that I hadn't tried harder to learn, because I wish I could have like pulled up and fully spoke French. But it was funny because when I was there, a bunch of like the Americans and stuff were like, "Oh, you're Canadian. Don't you speak French?" I was like, "No,
like,
that's
not how it works,
It doesn't work
man.
like that." Like, but yeah, no, it was super fun, and I mean, it was kind of fun to try and figure out what they were saying at times. But I don't know. A lot of the time, it was just like they were talking, and I was just sort of there,
I feel that. And
listening, not really.
Well, you're trying to get in
Trying
there.
to understand, but yeah, it was fun. Can't complain. And Bradley the filmer spoke like his English was really
Bradley's
really well.
decent. Bradley's English is pretty decent, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all spoke better English than I spoke French, so I can't even get close to like critiquing their
Fair enough.
language.
And obviously, the behind the scenes of the Coalition are coming out now. And what's it been like to look back on maybe to see what some of the other teams have been up to, and to even to have seen your behind the scenes day come out?
Those videos are so sick. I honestly have been enjoying them. It's hard to say, but I've been enjoying them like a little bit more than the actual videos. I don't know if it's because I saw them in the premiere and I had already seen them when they were released on YouTube, but like I love seeing the behind the scenes because that competition is so like complex. There's so many different things about it, and some things like some of the filmers mess up sometimes, like clips get lost, filming gets messed up, like some tricks are sketchy, this and that, like you deal with crackhead fights, like everything, like you never know what's gonna come next, and like you can't see that because when you're watching the final videos, like you only see the final finished product. You don't see like all the steps to getting there.
The struggle, man.
And I love watching them because you get to see all of that, and it's crazy because to think like Rudy, the guy who was filming the behind the scenes, he was only with one team per day. Like imagine, like when you're watching those videos, just think like, what are the other
It's
nine
nine
teams
other
doing?
days,
Like,
too, of
well,
that.
That's the other thing. But
Yeah.
what are the other 9 teams doing during that moment? Like, what are they doing? But yeah,
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, crazy. Exactly.
All
Yeah.
around California.
That's the thing, though. You know that it's just crazy stuff. But yeah, I loved watching. Mine was funny to watch because mine was on the first day.
Right.
And I didn't really know my team too well. I knew Auguste. We spoke a little bit in Montreal when he was here for the competition. And like I obviously knew of the other riders. Like how could I not? But
Right.
I didn't know them. They didn't know me. So it was interesting, and I obviously didn't speak the language. And so when I was watching my video back, it was funny because there was like subtitles for some of the things that they were saying in French to me.
Yeah.
And like I had no idea if they were like critiquing me or being like, oh, like he could probably do better or whatever. And then on the subtitles, they're like, oh, like dude, he's on fire, bro. And I was like, oh, no way. Like
They were stoked.
They were stoked. Yeah, like it's good to know that they were like enjoying my riding. Like, but yeah, dude, it was so sick.
Such a strange way to find out what your team thinks about you.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I don't know, man. It was funny, but I definitely can't complain. It is sick, and I love to see the behind the scenes too, because it's just not everybody has that perspective,
Right.
And a lot of people don't consider what it takes to really get those videos done. Like, I don't know, it's not just another Instagram clip, you know. Like there's a lot of hard work that goes in.
Yeah,
and you don't see it.
It's crazy because there's I guess 10 super proper videos that wind up being produced
Yeah,
in the span of
hopefully.
a little over a week, and things are completely next level at this contest. And like you say, it's completely different from Instagram.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is the behind the scenes definitely helps, but it's really, really hard to appreciate how much, like you say, goes into something like that versus just an Insta clip or whatever. And it's interesting because I guess by the time Josh, you would have started riding, Clit would have started riding, like
That's 7 times.
7 times. Yeah, we got a counter going.
Yeah.
And so how many times, how long, I guess, did you ride for before you had Instagram? Or was Instagram like a part of scootering from the minute you started?
Like when I started, I don't even know how long it's been now. It's been like 3 or 4 years, somewhere around that.
Right.
But Instagram was around at that time, and I was kind of more posting on Facebook of all things.
Oh,
right?
yeah? Right.
But yeah, no, I saw your stuff because like I saw you at the park in Midland like back in the day, but we never actually talked for a long time.
used to bike.
Yeah, I used to bike at that time, so I'm like, oh, I don't really know much about
I still
scootering.
feel bad because there's at one point me and Clit are riding, and he's just like, yeah, man, we used to see each other all the time at the park in Midland. I was like, nah, that's impossible. He's like, yeah, dude, I was on the bike. I was like, I guess we didn't really talk. He's like, no, we used to talk and shit. Like, I just didn't remember.
Yeah,
What
like
a dick.
What the hell, man?
That's funny about the Facebook though, because I remember way back when, if you like, I don't know if you guys remember the scooter black market or whatever.
Yeah.
And there was
Totally.
like, scootering videos and edits. There was like all
Yep.
these groups.
Yep.
Dude. I used to post videos on that, but that was like way back in the Razor days, dude.
I used to post the QC sales on those.
Yeah, dude, man, those are popping.
Thank you, guys.
Everybody got like all their
That's social media marketing right there.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody got all their parts from there, the used parts, or sold their old ones when people quit and stuff. Like,
Yep.
scootering black market, dude.
I remember,
Facebook.
like for us, it was Scooter Resource, right? Lloyd?
Yeah.
Like, that was
Yeah.
that was the thing,
100%.
and it was
That's farther back though. It's just touching on the Facebook thing.
yeah.
So
I feel
funny.
that.
Yeah.
You had to ship stuff through the mail every time. You couldn't meet up because, they're all dispersed in
that,
random
yeah.
suburbs. Like
Yep.
some scooter rider grew out of the ground and now is online. Like,
Yeah, but I actually remember like when you would make a video back then, it was obviously cool to show it to your homies. And well, I guess I didn't really have homies that rode, but like, you show it to your friends and people would see it. But it was the reactions of the people on Scooter Resource that mattered the most.
you want to
Because-
get to 2 pages.
Yeah, you need to get to 2 pages, and you
Yeah.
got
2 pages
every
of-
once in a
of
while you got
replies.
the douchebags with the
Yeah.
bump.
Oh, yeah.
Bump.
Oh yeah.
But it
So
was crazy
funny.
because like the opinion of other people who rode mattered so much more to me than what anybody else thought, and
Yeah,
it's
dude.
still the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the way that Instagram is done, it's really cloudy almost. There's like almost like too much going on, and it's hard to read through, the lines.
Yeah. 100%.
It's hard to keep up.
Man, it's so hard to keep up. Like
Definitely.
you're saying yesterday, you're like, man, I could just keep scrolling
Yeah.
all day. You're
Yeah.
never
Yeah,
gonna
like,
run out of stuff to
how do you have
scroll
time
about.
to play Call of Duty Mobile? You can be scrolling for hours and still not get
'Cause you
through all the
just can't.
bangers on
Yeah,
Instagram.
man.
Like what? But yeah, it's an interesting little thing that we all have in our pockets.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And at this point, you're riding for North, Cosmic, and Trynyty, of course.
And Cozy,
Josh riding for QC
Cozy
and
Crew, baby.
Cozy Crew. And we flow quite a bit of Trynyty stuff too.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we got you, man. And I think it's cool because I can remember one of the first times I saw you riding. You were riding this janky
dude.
scooter.
Oh yeah, dude.
So what's it been like going from? I'm not going to drop any names, but riding some of the parts from previous sponsors, let's say,
Yeah.
to transitioning into now, you won't shut up about how I love this scooter. It
Yeah,
feels so
dude,
good.
it's so
So what's it
good.
been like transitioning from a janky ass setup to the best scooter ever?
Well, I've always been like, I haven't really minded what I've rode. I've always, ever since I was a kid, like skateboarding, rollerblading, biking with my buddies on my street, like outside the front of my house, like I've always sort of had like sketchy stuff, sketchy parts. A lot of my tricks were sketchy in the past, and it didn't really bug me. I just was happy that I was having fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I never really considered it to like mess up my riding capabilities or anything like that.
Right.
All my friends would always be like, dude, your scooter looks like shit, dude. Like it sounds like shit. Like, you gotta tighten. My dad is still on me now. Like, dude, you gotta tighten that thing. Whatever. But I don't know. It's always been sort of whatever I can sort of get my hands on, because I don't know. I try not to spend money on scooters, and I haven't. I would now, but back in the day, I was a kid. I didn't have any money to spend on scooters, and like my parents bought me one MGP End of Days Nitro, and after that, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna make them buy me anything else. Like anything else I get, I want to get it like from winning a comp or like getting sponsored or something like that.
Yep.
And so from that point on, I sort of just like threw together whatever I had, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Whether it
yeah.
was janky or not, like I didn't really care.
As long as it rolls.
As long as it rolls, right? Yeah, and the headset spins.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes they don't spin perfectly. But yeah, I don't know. It never really bugged me to have one. And if I switched back, I can't imagine it would bug me. But the scooter I have now is just, I don't know, dude. Like I look at it from across the room, and I'm like, oh my god, like I want to go and ride it, dude. Like just the bars are the perfect height, perfect width. Everything just fits, and none of it's janky. I drop it. It sounds. Perfect drop test, dude.
Sounds pretty good.
It's like, damn.
So you took the TNTs right out of the box, put it on. That's it, or did you cut them?
You
I
cut
cut
the, you
them-
cut the height.
Cut
right?
the height,
Yeah.
no
Okay.
width. And that's the weirdest part. I thought, if anything, I would have cut the width, because I've only ever had like, I think 22.5 wide or anything like that. And I got the 24s, and my roommate Ethan was like, "Oh, dude, like, well, you know Ethan," but
Shout out to
Ethan Kerr.
Ethan.
Shout out to Ethan. But he's like, "Oh, you should probably cut the width. Like, you're not gonna like that." And I was like, "Oh, dude, like."
Who do
kinda-
you tell me what I'm gonna like?
Yeah, but at the same time, like I didn't think I would have liked it either. Like I've never had these wide bars. And
Yep.
the other thing was Zach Fleming. He just got a pair of 24 wide bars from Devin Morgan like 2-3 weeks before I got the Trynyty bars, and I rode them and I was like, I don't know if it's for me. And then for some reason, when I put the Trynyty bars on, it just felt insanely good. I was like, damn,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I just feel. I don't know. I feel more at one with my scooter. It just, I don't know, dude.
So you're riding 24 at this point then. You didn't cut the width?
24 wide.
And
yeah.
how wide are your bars?
20 wide.
So there's 4 inches between you two is what you're saying.
2 on
Yeah.
either side. That's not that much.
Yeah.
And did you always ride 20?
No, I actually rode stock like when I first started.
Right.
Because I didn't know you like could really cut them down. Like I knew you could, but I'm like, you know what? That's
Seems
just
like
a
too
lot
much of a
work.
hassle, yeah.
Just put them on, get them going. Like I didn't really care about like what I rode back in the day, as well as what was Cameron was
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. And at this point, like, are you set on 20 or is
20 is for sure set.
20 is
like
the
I
spot.
I actually did try 21 not that long ago, and it like
and even that extra inch is too much?
0.5 on
bit-
each side. It's like barely like.
yeah,
it's
dude. If
crazy.
it's
It adds
quite
up,
a
man.
bit. It
But
adds
you
up.
do a
Yes,
lot.
it does,
You do,
yeah.
to be fair, you do a lot of trucks. You
Yeah,
do a lot
dude,
of buses,
those
double throws.
I can never double throw, dude.
Yeah.
I
You just guess, man.
Even the clip you just posted, 50
Dude.
truck lip.
5-0
Oh, yeah.
backflip,
5-0
double
backflip,
throw.
double throw,
Like,
yeah.
what, dude? You don't
Yeah, I was
see people
hyped on
doing
those.
that.
So
Jake B.
the
Smith's
small
got
bars
double
definitely help with
throws,
that
but-
for
They
sure.
do
Yeah.
for sure, and full ups as well too. Full
Yeah.
ups feel very nice when you get that.
Shout out to full.
I also can't full up. I can't full up
I've
or double
landed
throw. That's why it doesn't
2
matter.
in my life, and I think you saw one
Yeah.
of them.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I've landed 2 full ups in my life. I'm still working on them.
Same.
They're not
On the
very fun.
toes, but landed.
Yeah, no, they weren't good full whips.
I've only ever done 2 rotors too. I
can't rotor.
Trick's just difficult, man.
It's crazy to think like back in the day it was like you whipped or you barred or you whip 2 bar.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw someone do a flip, my mind was just blown.
Whoa, you just did that all at one time. This is too much.
The one, okay, so you seen Zach Turgeon's clip that got reposted on Undialed?
Yeah, the nothing front scooter
What
flip.
is that?
So
Like-
here's what it is. I'll break it down for you. So imagine a nothing front scooter flip. Where you literally throw your scooter forward, it does a front flip, and you catch it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the nothing front scoot. So what he does, you can also do like the nothing front scoot whip, which is where your scooter does the front flip and it whips in the middle, right? So he also does the bar spin, and the bar spin is the same way as the whip. So it's a full nothing front scoot.
Wait,
Oh my God.
What?
That makes
So
sense.
his
Yeah.
scooter
Is it-
does
So his scooter does a front
360
flip.
front flip?
Basically,
Is that what you're
it's like a tray flip, but don't call it that.
This
You
dude's
cannot
tray
call
flipping
it
his
that.
scooter? What?
So it's the nothing front with a bar spin and a whip, both the same direction.
Oh.
A nothing front full is what I would call it.
Wait, who did
as
this?
a commentator
I did
for
not
Zach
see this.
I feel like
you
I
guys
can.
got to show me that.
How do you
after.
balance
I don't
that? That
believe
makes
I
that.
don't know,
Just
dude. It makes no
let
sense.
it
He was
go,
trying it at the
like-
gym. He calls it the T flip.
Wait.
I think it's a world
You can
first.
check out his
It's gotta
Instagram.
be.
It
Yeah.
definitely
definitely
is.
will
Is
first.
Yeah.
doing that.
So his
Oh
Instagram
my
is
God.
T Slide, and it's one of the he
I follow
reposted it.
T-Slide.
Well, he reposted
T
it
underscore
just yesterday.
slide.
Oh my god.
T underscore
That's
slide. Go check it out.
Yeah.
dude.
Dude, he
It's,
kills
uh,
it at
Shreds,
Park
bro.
and
He's-
Street.
Yeah, dude. He's got
Like,
he's
he's all around.
diverse, man.
Yeah, he's one of those young kids who just like will ride park for a while, and then he's like, oh, I'm gonna jump back to street, and then we'll get like a long
Yeah,
deck,
dude.
long wide deck, big bars, shred street for like 6 months. And he's like, you know what? I feel like hitting the box once again. Jump
Dude.
back on the titanium bars, learn to flip drop in like 2 days.
You just got to get one of those hybrid scoots, dude, where you just do it all.
He had one of those too. At one point, he had 3 scooters. At one point, he had a street
Really?
scooter, a hybrid scooter, and a
park
and a park
scooter.
scooter. I swear to God,
so funny.
it was hilarious. It
Yeah,
was
whatever
brutal.
works, dude. But
Yeah, it's crazy to watch some of these young kids. Like when we started, it wasn't the same. We didn't have
No.
Instagram to check like every day, and
yeah, no.
now kids are like going to the park every single day with like a goal in mind, or I'm going to learn this, or I'm going to learn that,
Yeah.
or what their favorite riders. A lot of them post almost every day, so you've
Yeah.
got like something new to inspire
Feed
you
you,
like all
yeah.
the time, and you're watching the sport evolve much quicker.
Mm-hmm. It was so much quicker, dude.
Dude, it's
crazy
some
how
crazy
much,
every day. Like,
Yeah.
you go on Instagram.
Basically,
more than something, dude. Usually
Fast
a
plan,
number of
front flip whip.
Oh,
Yep.
flat, yeah.
Flat.
And I was thinking
Like-
about it. I do think that was the first one, because I think what Vincent did was a front flip 180 flat.
True.
I
He
don't
also
think
did
he-
it with no shoes on in that one scooter farm video.
Yep.
What?
No shoes riding is like barefoot riding is totally underrated.
Dude,
Barefootage.
barefootage, dude. Yeah, we were just talking shout out Reece
I'm
Jones,
upset every
man.
time I watch it. I'm like, ugh. Like you just cringe. Like it's horrible to watch the feet on the metal scooter.
I've
like,
done it a couple times. It
doing
actually
anyway.
helps.
I've
It
cruised.
helps,
I
dude.
bombed a hill once barefoot, which is extra scary because you
Oh,
can't drag
no.
your heel to slow down, and
Oh yeah, no.
if you fall, it's not going to be
And
fun.
the brake heats up.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. I don't have a brake. But yeah.
That's kind of the thing that like when you're doing tricks on it though, it's like I kind of have to land it, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause if you don't, you're gonna break a toe, dude.
I remember watching
Shatter
that
your
Reece
foot.
Jones video, and it's
Oh,
called
man.
I thought it was called barefootage.
Bare
but
footage.
Cam yesterday, he's like, "Yo, have you
This
seen
guy's
that bare footage video?" It's like, oh, that probably is what it was called.
No,
Yeah.
but it works both ways. That's what's so beautiful.
Maybe
about it,
Barefoot
dude.
age.
double
I'm
entendre.
assuming he meant for it to work both ways. Probably.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah,
if you watch it back,
dude,
it's like
three whipping over this like fat bump, dude. He's got like the double kink, dude.
yeah,
No
man.
shoes on. People can't even hit double kinks with shoes
You
on.
could drop the
Yeah.
part. You could drop that part this
And
year
it would
with
be-
shoes on, and it would be fine.
yeah, dude,
It'd be
with
totally
shoes on.
acceptable.
With shoes on, bro. Yeah, dude. Crazy.
Shout out to Reece Jones,
Yeah,
man. They're
big
Down
shout
at
out.
Syndicate, killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
dude.
just crushing it. Shout out to the
Australians.
Australian boys,
Yeah,
man.
dude.
So what are you guys filming for right now? If
I'm-
anything.
I'm just currently filming for like a part for myself or maybe for something else. We'll see. But yeah, just kind of getting some footy out. Like been doing that all summer, so
Right,
it's been
and,
sick.
and you actually quit North not that long ago, right?
Yeah. I
And
think
Cam still rides for North.
Yes, sir.
Awkward.
No, it's not like that. It's not like that.
I'm just playing. It's all good. So this one's for you then. This one's obviously you're riding for QC and you flow in Trynyty, but this one's for you.
Yeah, this one's for me, but we'll see if it goes like to anything else. But
So are
for-
you taking your time a bit
Oh,
more
for
then?
sure.
Yeah.
Like all the other ones that I've made, it's kind of like, I don't know, like my first one, I've never made one before, so I just wanted to do like anything in the streets and get it out. But, but yeah, so like this one for sure is kind of like, I want to take time and make sure it's like quality.
Right.
For sure.
What about you, Cam?
I am like, I'm kind of filming. I'm not. If I don't film a single clip here, I wouldn't be too disappointed because I
Right.
have a full video pretty much done.
Oh, we're going right after this podcast to film a bunch.
Well,
of
we're gonna
things.
go.
Gotta
We're
get
gonna go to
ready.
spots. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not.
You're
gonna film.
behind on
I'm
your
gonna try-
contract obligation.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying.
Give me that grip tape.
Yeah, dude. But no, I'm not saying I'm not going to film. I would love to film. I'm
Yeah,
always
yeah.
looking to film. I'm always constantly filming for something. Just right now, I have a video done.
Right.
I need to refilm technically 2 clips, but it's the same spot.
Right.
Back in Toronto. But I can do that. Hopefully it doesn't snow. But
What clip? What spot? I'm just kidding.
But I'm also looking to do some school projects. Might film a day in the life video for one of my classes, which will be pretty funny. Cause you
a
don't
day
see
in
it.
your life?
No, I'll probably. Well, it can't be, right? Because I gotta.
I hope not, because you'll be there with a selfie stick.
Yeah,
like,
dude,
what's up,
exactly,
guys?
right? Because
Just a vlog.
Because I can't film
It's
myself.
just a vlog, yeah.
Because I can't be in it myself. So it'll either be of Josh or of you or Ethan. Well,
Ethan?
I can maybe do Ethan. I wouldn't be able to do that in Montreal though, because he's not here. But
Yeah,
he
fair.
usually doesn't like when I volunteer him to
Volunteer him.
to use him for projects, because like, man, I've done it so many times and he's just over it, dude. He's like every time I have like a new project and I need like an interesting model or an interesting subject, I'm like, damn, Ethan's pretty interesting, man. Like, but he's just over it.
Oh,
But
man.
he's
Yo, who
usually
would be
pretty
perfect?
cooperative.
Ethan.
Well, man, Ethan's an interesting dude.
He's an
Like,
interesting cat,
He's a
yeah.
very interesting guy. Like,
Yeah.
pro scoot rider, shreds, and he's just a very humble dude, smart guy.
Very
And-
talented
and
artistically.
the other thing
Yeah,
is,
I mean-
the other thing is, I'm shooting videos or photos, and usually it's like he can help me if I need assisting, which I usually don't. But like if I did need help or anything like that, like he also knows his stuff, so it's good. But yeah, I don't know. So maybe I'm filming for something else, depending on. You said there might be a.
Nah.
Yeah, no, I don't know, dude.
That's top secret.
That's tough. Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm filming for here.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple Insta clips, dude. A couple Insta bangers.
Get
Just
that cloud
post the
up.
bangers on
Yeah.
Instagram.
But yeah, I'm
that's
just
it.
here to have fun,
Just forget your part, break it up into 1-minute sections, and start posting it on Instagram.
good.
Just
Oh,
swipes.
dude, 100%.
Just
dude.
swipes.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be crazy if that actually happened. Like people just were over YouTube and just started posting their
Dude,
shit
well,
on. Insta like
IGTV
that.
Yeah, I
is
was
a
about to say
thing,
some
but-
people
Yeah, I
some
guess-
people are
I guess
doing
so.
that. I don't know if I definitely don't like that. I personally kind of
I can't stand YouTube these days. So many freaking ads,
Ads,
and
yeah.
like they're always at the
Just get ad
peak.
blocker,
Like that,
dude.
the most hype part. It's like whatever targeted ad I get.
I hate
about
when it's like multiple in the same. It's like stops your video to show you. It's one thing if it plays before.
Yep.
If it stops your video halfway, it's like, man. I have ad blocker, so I don't usually deal with it. And
I don't think I do either. But
oh, man.
some YouTubers will have the ads like right in the video.
that pisses me so off. Like, dude.
I have ad blocker.
Never heard that before.
and
It pisses
some
me.
still get through.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
It's,
Did you hear what I just said?
That what you
That
say?
pisses me so off.
I am
Anyways.
so off right now.
Yeah, dude. I'm so pissed off.
So what's it been
So
like
off.
living with Ethan? So you guys are actually 2 professional scooter riders. You both are paid to ride. That's
Yes.
what professional means. Too many people in the industry are, I'm going pro, but
Yeah.
you guys are actually both pro. So living together, do you think it's helped?
100%.
Yeah, and what's that like?
What's it like to live with him?
Yeah, to be 2 professional scooter
Well,
riders living together.
There's 2 sides of the living with Ethan story. There's the, it's great because he's a professional scooter rider also. And
Right.
we've been riding together ever since first year and before first year. Well, before that, we've known each other even before like we went to post-secondary together. We played on the same hockey team when we were younger.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Did you guys get along back then, or it was just like, oh
Well,
fuck that guy?
We didn't. It wasn't like, oh, fuck that guy. But like, we didn't like hang out consistently.
Right.
It was only because during the hockey days, I was like not riding as progressively. Like I wasn't like going to the skate park every day. Like
Yeah.
I was more interested in hockey and school and this and that. But then over the years, we weren't on bad terms though. Like we just never would really hang out outside of hockey. Like
Right.
we were friends and stuff, but we really became friends like after when I sort of stopped playing rep hockey, dropped down to house league, started playing with my brothers
Shout
just
out to
because it was
house
just like,
league.
yeah, man, it's just way more fun. And
My
so I-
last year with House League. Too.
yeah, dude. Well, it's
Oh,
more
yeah.
fun, dude. I think everybody's
Same.
last year
Yeah,
house
for
league.
sure.
It's always about fun, man. And rep is just stressful unless you're trying to go to the NHL or something, which I definitely wasn't.
Nah,
But
nah.
but
Wait,
yeah,
you never played hockey, right?
I played in phys ed classes.
little field hockey,
That's
little
cool. I
plastic
played
stick.
broomball in Vizet.
No, we had the
On skates?
hockey kasam with the
skates?
ball.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But
On
we
skates,
actually
really?
went out on skates
Oh, that's cool.
in
Damn,
in the
that is sick.
neighborhood. We
Alright.
had rinks out, and we would go and play.
That's actually
Yeah,
very cool.
Very cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! So we've all played hockey. You should have been
Yeah,
Canadian.
no.
Woo.
Canada.
For sure.
Woo.
I
But,
skate pretty good still.
yeah, dude, 100%. I still play all the time. Like,
I
love
haven't
hockey.
skated in 5 years, but I
Oh,
guarantee
dude.
I
Same.
could. I
It's
could.
intramural champion at my school, bro. Me and Ethan, straight.
Man, I'm
winning
trying to
out here.
sign up with you guys. That shit
Dude,
looks
well,
fun.
we didn't actually play this year because it was like 2 towns over and we don't have a car, which sucks.
That blows.
That's whatever,
Just
though.
scoot there.
What's your team
Fast
name?
with the
Yeah,
hockey
no
bag over his shoulder.
Reddick snow scoot there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
What was your team name? Did you have a team
Oh, we
name?
didn't have a team name.
Oh,
no. We
okay.
were just the
How's
gray
it
team.
intramurals if you don't have a team name?
Yeah, you always need a
man.
team name.
We don't have a team. What? It was just the gray squad.
You were the
gray
Gray Grays.
squad. We were the gray team.
Gray shirt, gray squad.
Yeah.
But your
Fair
team
enough.
didn't have a name?
No,
like,
dude.
Altogether?
Team
What?
A, Team B, or something. There was only 4 teams, dude. The gray team, the navy blue team, the light blue team, and
Is
the
that
white
high
team.
All that
School
matters
team?
is you were champions.
We were the winners,
Champ.
dude, and that's the only thing that matters in life. Win, win, win. No, it was fun.
so,
But
so you guys played hockey together.
so we played hockey together.
Yep.
We still play now, but yeah. And then we once I sort of quit the house league, I started going to the skate park like way more frequently.
Right.
And we sort of started to hang out outside of the skate park also, just because we rode together and we were better friends. But I remember there was this one day we were at Markham Skate Park and we went across the street to the mall. We were with Christian Wichler. I don't know how many people know him, but we were there and we were talking about like what schools we applied to and everything. This was in grade 12, and we were talking, oh, like where did you apply? This and that. We were like, oh, like I applied to Sheridan for photography and film or whatever. And it's like, oh, no way, like same. And it's like, oh, dude, we should room together, haha. Just like completely joking because
Right.
we haven't like got any like acceptance letters or anything like that. Like it was just a theory, just a fan theory, dude. And then next thing you know, like we both were like, yeah, I got accepted. Did you? It's like, yo, let's actually fucking do this. Like, and then next thing you know, first year comes around, like we're fully living together, and it was insane because as proud as I am to ride a scooter, I feel like every scooter rider has like a little bit of a scarce when they're out in public, like, I don't know, worried about getting made fun of, this and that, especially like at that age in your life when you're going into post-secondary, like people are nervous about what people think of them.
And it's all new people too, right?
And that's the
Yeah.
new thing. It's like new people. Like in high school, it didn't really matter to me. Everybody knew I scootered, and I knew I scootered, and I love it, and that's all that mattered. But
Yep.
going into a new environment and like you have to make new friends, isn't that? You don't want to be made fun of, and like a lot of people don't really consider scootering the coolest thing. So I was like a bit nervous, and having Ethan there was like the coolest thing ever because it's just like, damn, like
It's like it's not
I'm not-
scooter, we
scooter. Yeah, dude, that's the thing. But it's sick, and I definitely can't complain because I always got a guy to film. Like,
Yeah.
he's not stoked with that. Like, dude, it can be like because school happens during winter, so like we start school and it's like pretty much instantly fall. So it's like it's not riding, like it's not summer.
It's the end of riding.
You can still, it's the end of riding,
Yeah.
but then. I don't know, I always got a weird itch. And there's like spots on my school and stuff. There have been a number of occasions where like, I'm like, yo, Ethan, let's go film. It's like -14 outside. Like,
Yeah, he told me
and
one
he-
time.
Yeah, dude. But whatever, man. He did it. I got the clip. It's
He
good.
told me one time his ego Cam was like, yo, let's go shovel out this spot. I'm going to half
Yeah.
cab or I'm going to full whip bar or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, so we shoveled out the spot and he didn't fucking do it.
I mean, I tried it. Actually, I didn't try it. That's a
Oh,
lie.
man.
But I got something else that I was stoked with, so I couldn't complain.
That's
He
dope.
could, though. He was pissed. It was freezing cold. I was like, yo, let's go film.
So you and Ethan are at the same college,
Yes.
but you study different programs.
Yes. He's in the film and TV program, and I'm in the photography program. But we also learn about film in the photography program.
Right.
Seems like there's some overlap here.
Oh, 100%. Cameras. We both work with cameras. But yeah, completely different programs. He learns more about the broadcasting side of things, and like, obviously they learn more about audio, this and that. We didn't get into that until this year. He's obviously been doing that like since his first year and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, dude, it's
Awesome.
it's sick, man. We're both learning about like relative things too, so we can help each other out with what we're doing.
And what's
all the
cool is
time,
that
too.
you can apply your passion to your work in school.
Yeah,
you know?
100%,
So
yeah.
that's the one thing I really liked having the business while I was growing up and going to school is I could relate all the concepts that I was learning to what I was doing.
Doing at
And
school, yeah.
That way, the learning was so much more efficient, and that's a really great opportunity you guys have.
100%. My teachers are always telling me like, oh, like whatever you're gonna photograph, like, or whatever you want to do, like whatever style of photography, this and that, like make sure you're doing something that you love, or like photographing something that you love. And I'm like, always in my head, like, yep, that's me. Like, I love this shit.
I
Like,
got you.
and like, it's awesome to have that because I look around at my peers and I'm like, a lot of them don't have that, and they're like, what should I do? And like,
Picture
I'm
of a
sure,
tree.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that they're not gonna. I'm not saying that they're not gonna be successful, but like they might not necessarily be doing what they love or like what they're really stoked to do, you know. And I'm like almost certain that no matter what I do, like I'm gonna be loving it, you know. Do what you love, and you never work a day in your life. So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
As long
Preach.
as long
Yeah,
as long as you've still got that passion to drive you, it's definitely
100%.
a lot easier to
Yeah.
keep going. And so you
Yeah.
said this is your last year, right?
Yeah, I'm ready to just
So it's a 3-year
graduate, start
program?
saving money instead of spending it on school. But yeah,
Yeah, it ain't cheap. And,
It is not cheap.
Do you have anything big planned after graduation?
Trynyty Jam. That's
Yeah,
what I did
we
last
got a big
year, right?
Trynyty Jam,
Very hyped.
But like long term, not necessarily. Just sort of. I've been doing food photography. Not necessarily my favorite thing. I've obviously been shooting a lot of scootering photography on the side.
Right.
Doing as much films as I can. But yeah, just sort of. I'll probably like just save up a bunch of money and hopefully travel and ride scooters. You know.
Yeah, man.
Do it while you still can,
that's
man.
cool. That's the thing. You
Yeah,
know, like
dude.
your body can only take it for so long, and I'm trying to definitely
Preach.
do it for as long as I can, the healthiest I can. And I don't want to sacrifice any of my later years either by like
Yeah.
doing it wrong. So like I've been doing a lot of like stretching and like it's crazy because when you're a kid, like you don't care.
You don't
Like,
think about
yeah,
that.
you don't think about it. You don't even
Kids
consider
don't need
it.
to
But like,
stretch. They
dude,
barely need to
yeah,
stretch.
they don't
like,
need
they
to.
just
That's the thing.
fall over,
They're
get back
rubber.
up.
and that's the thing. Like when you're a kid, there's always like adults preaching, oh, stretch, it's so important. And then you're a kid, you're like, nah, it's not important. I don't need that.
They're trying to get you into the
But
habit.
that's the thing. It's the thing, and it's true. Like you don't really need it when you're a kid. Like it doesn't really help that much because you're just like rubber, dude, like spaghetti. But
Well, that's what I always say because I remember watching Austin at the Boston
Austin
Street
Coates,
Gym.
yeah,
and he
dude.
went whip bar down the
Sending it,
17.
dude.
He did it 3 times in a row. In the first 2, he slammed.
Dude,
and that fool
got
just
right up though,
bounced.
probably.
And
Yeah.
then got up. And then I was talking to Scott, who's like closer to my age, and I was telling him like, man, if you and me tried that, we would not bounce. We would splat one time, and it would be session over.
Yeah.
This kid just running up, and it's cool to see, but
Dude, he shreds, bro.
it's also awesome how a street jam can like pull that out of somebody. Like,
Oh
out
yeah,
of people.
dude. Because you don't. A lot of the time going into a street jam, you're not like, oh, I'm gonna send this down this, because you don't know the spots, you don't know anything. But
Nah.
like, you'll send shit that like is bigger than what you'd normally send, just because there's so many people around. And you're like,
The vibe,
I
yeah.
probably got it. That's like a lot of tricks. Like, there's a lot of tricks that people think of, and they're like, oh, I could probably do that, but I'm too scared. But when you're in the moment like that, it's like I could probably do this, and I'm going to right now.
Oh, what's
Make sure the
crazy is
camera's rolling.
The,
like
the motivation is like at a
and
whole
it's all
nother
there,
level.
dude. Yeah, 100%.
Because all the reactions are live and they're right
Yep,
there.
yep.
You know, you're pulling up to a spot, you're filming a trick, it's a huge spot, whatever. The people passing by, they're like, maybe they'll glance at you or whatever,
Yeah.
or get in your way even. Then you land it. You're like, yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
but dude,
whoever's
that was
around.
cool,
yeah.
But then people watch it at home and then they're like, they're stoked, but they're alone. Like, it's all
not the
these
same.
micro
Yeah, but
like reactions happening,
Uh-huh.
but putting it all together really has a huge effect.
that's the coolest thing about street jams is the fact that you're actually like there living in it. Like
Surrounded by other scooter
surrounded
riders,
by
which
others.
never happens.
That never happens.
Never
like,
happens.
dude, I don't know if you guys saw that video of the girl's reaction from the car from the Portland street jam. She's like, where do these people find each other? And it's like, it's true. Like all these people gathered around, and that never happens. Like, well, it does. It's street jams, but like it's so sick, and the energy's there. Like when you're filming for like a video part or something, it's way harder to get that like motivation. Like,
yeah.
all right, I'm gonna send this. Like even if you know you could do it, it's still scary.
Well, it's
and
like-
like without
yeah.
the hype around, it's like it's hard to really get that adrenaline to go. But when you're there and there's people around, like you have the adrenaline. Like, it's there.
Well,
all you
imagine
gotta
like
do is perform.
you know, pulling up to a spot by yourself. What are
Yeah.
the odds that you're actually going to throw down?
Never.
Not that good. If you pull up to a
Well,
spot,
not never, but
you plus
I've
one
definitely
filmer, if you're motivated enough, maybe you'll throw down.
Yeah.
But if you pull up to a spot surrounded by people who you consider to be, you know, mostly family, there's no better time to huck your meat
Yep.
than, you know, at that occasion.
100%. And the thing is, like, normally you're scared, but even if you're scared and like you fall, it's like at least there's friends around to help you and be like, oh, dude, you almost had it, you know? Opposed to just being like one friend, like, oh shit, dude, you good?
You're good.
Like, yeah. But yeah, dude, street jams are the sickest thing, I think. Like,
Yeah, I mean, as long as no one gets way too buck. Like, we
Yeah.
had one kid go down super hard and break his jaw and shit
Yeah.
in Boston. That
yeah,
was
well, there's all man,
rough, but-
it's crazy. I feel like every street jam's got like one
There's gotta
injury
be
that's
one.
pretty bad. Well, that's a thing, right?
Who's it gonna be?
No, but it's honestly crazy that like it's usually only one. It's like well,
Yeah,
everybody
at
usually
least
everybody's
one.
usually sore the next day, right? But like
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah, but
You
it's
know what?
usually-
I didn't even ride in the street jam. I was so sore the next day. You
Yeah,
wanna know why?
even just pushing.
We pushed 36 fucking
Yeah,
miles that
dude,
day. We
you-
went so goddamn
Straight
far.
push.
Oh my
30
god.
36 miles is a lot.
That's
Maybe
far,
26. We went fucking
well, what's
far,
that in
dude.
kilometers, right?
I don't
Like,
know.
Way farther,
like
dude.
40.
Like, that's
was
insane.
far.
You guys
All day.
did the
not
dash,
not
bro.
one spot was like a 5 minute. They were all
No.
15,
Yeah.
20 minutes from
Dude,
each other.
that was what was sick about Detroit. We did not go far in Detroit. Like we went like spot to spot, and it was very well put
So
together.
how many people were at the street jam in Detroit? In Boston, there must have been between 2 and 2:30 at the peak.
Oh, it's hard to say. I don't want to be wrong, but like Detroit was probably around like 100, maybe to 150.
Right.
I'm not. That don't quote me. Like I'm sorry.
And
if I
what made you guys? So who'd you go with first off, like to Detroit?
I went with Mitch Smitten, Cam Crook, Zach Fleming, and we stayed at an Airbnb, and it was super chill. We had this Airbnb like on like 10th mile or something. It was not too far out of the city.
Not too far from 8 Mile.
Yeah, not too far from 8 Mile either. But it was sick. Like, we just pulled up on the morning of. Like, we left at like 5:30 a.m. The jam started at like I think 1:30 or 2:30, and like Newmarket is close enough that you can drive. We left Detroit in the morning. Yeah, dude.
So it's like what, 5 hours?
It's like 6 hours, I think.
6 hours.
6 hours. So we literally got up early, drove there, pulled up to the Airbnb, had like time to spare, put all our shit away, and then drove to the city, which was like 35 minutes away. Like, it was a decent little drive. And
And Zach drove, I guess?
No, Cam. Cam drove, yeah.
Oh, damn.
He drove his BMW, dude.
Right. Shout out to Cam and the Beamer.
Shout out to Cam. Cam on his cars. But yeah, his car's sick.
Didn't lose his rims.
No, lucky that. Lucky that. But
Savage.
yeah, but it was sick though. I definitely can't complain, and it was fun. It was crazy to see everybody there too. Like, people pulled up from like all over Michigan and stuff. Like, all the Traverse City boys came down. That's where I got the shirt. Shout out to Bayfront, TC. But yeah, dude, it was sick, man. Like, it was the first time they did the Detroit Jam, and like, I'll definitely go back next year.
I thought that was the second one.
Nope, that was the first one, dude.
Cool.
And it was sick because that many people showed up the first year, and like, it went so smooth. Like, it didn't go perfect. We were supposed to go to, I think it's Hart Plaza. Hart Plaza, doesn't it sound right? But it was closed off for some sort of event or some shit like that. So that was where we were supposed to start, and then they had a full backup plan, like set up and everything, and like it was fully executed. And it was
riders with a backup plan,
dude, right?
Incredible.
But it was actually executed perfectly, and like even the backup plan was great. Like, it was a great time.
That's cool.
And turnout was sick, dude.
I mean, we're not gonna officially announce anything or nothing, but hopefully we're gonna have a Montreal Street Jam next year.
Toronto Street Jam next year.
I'm not gonna officially announce anything, but I've been hopefully trying to put that together.
So you guys were both at the first Toronto Street Jam.
I was not.
I was not there.
working.
So you were there.
Yes, I was there for that.
And
Yeah.
that was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, it probably was about 2 years ago.
And
It was
that
awesome.
was just Jake organizing that one, right? Jake Piercy?
I think so. Scooterman Jones was there as well. I
Mitch
forget his
Stevens.
real
Mitch
name.
Stevens, yeah.
Scooterman
Instagram
Jones.
problem.
Again,
Instagram
Instagram handles,
problems,
dude.
man. That's brutal.
But yeah, no, it was crazy. It was
And how
actually
many people were there?
Oh man, I don't remember, but like maybe like 150, like some.
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a
dude.
lot,
still a
dude.
decent amount of people. I saw pictures. There was a lot.
Quite a few people.
That
I was
surprises
surprised.
me.
There's
I wasn't
one
there.
clip of Jordan doing a half cab down the set, and there's a big U of people watching. So
Well,
it's
like the
maybe
first
maybe
couple
100.
spots, first couple spots, there was like a lot of people, and then like after the two spots, it just kind of died.
I heard about that. I heard it was like
Well, it's
a
very
little bit
unorganized.
unorganized.
Yeah, exactly.
And like people were
Oh,
just
yeah?
sort of, yeah, dude. I heard it was very unorganized. I heard a lot of people, like even Cam Crook, like Mitch Trammer, like apparently they didn't stay the whole time. Like apparently it was like not that fun.
Oh dang.
It's because the spots are so far too. Like we go to one spot and then they'd be like, okay, we're just thinking about the second spot now, and then like we'd ride for like 15 minutes, and the kids
But-
would be like, I don't want to.
But that
Man, that was Boston though. They were about that far. It was crazy. But what's cool is like when you've got as many as we had, there's just a gigantic wave of
dude,
people
it's
just
awesome.
riding, and you just follow the wave, and you're just so like entranced in being surrounded by the people whipping through scooters, going through traffic lights, not stopping at stop signs, just
Yeah, no, that
passing
is
by cops that are
zipping.
literally like, well, I can't do shit. Like,
Yeah,
just keep
what are you
going,
gonna
boys.
do,
Like,
right? Like,
they can't do nothing. So
yeah.
you're so like into that that you
Yeah.
don't even realize
And
that
it's-
we've been pushing for 15 minutes. I'm dying right now.
That's my favorite part about street jams. It's not even the stunts or the spots, like shutting down traffic.
Mobbing.
Just straight
Oh, yeah.
mobbing, dude. Cruising the streets, it's like, what's, because everybody else who doesn't scooters, like, what is going on right now? It's just crazy. Like, scooter.
You hear a rumble in the background.
Yeah, dude.
Jingle, jingle.
Yeah, everything. Like,
Oh man.
I couldn't imagine if I was not a scooter rider and I saw that happen.
The amount of people who were just like, like arms
Like,
in the
what
air,
is going
honking,
on?
Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Like, the first time I experienced that was in Chicago in
Yep.
2018. We left from
And that was on the North trip,
the
right?
North trip, yeah. Dude, we left from Grant Park. We pulled up like minutes before we left. We got really lucky. We almost missed it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we were trying to find parking, dude. Parking.
Good luck
downtown
with
Chicago,
that.
right? Especially at Grant Park, right downtown Chicago. But
In the van too.
in the
Big
van,
yeah.
bro, huge van. But shout out to the van, man. So many good times in the van. But dude, like, it was crazy. We immediately left from the skate park and just zipped straight onto the street. Left, right, and center. People weaving. I was like, holy shit. Like, what is going on? Like, people are just taking over. Like, traffic? Nah. Sidewalk? Pfft. Who uses the sidewalk? You know, like
The way
it was,
here.
It was crazy, dude. It was overwhelming to see. It was so sick.
Yep.
Street jams are the sickest, bro.
Street jams are fun, and I mean, what's cool is we were actually not late today. We were right on time, but we once we had got finished making our 1,000 batch of spoilers, you go to my place, grab some food, and then we mobbed to the
Straight
metro, which
mob.
was like a good 10-15 minute
Decent
scooter
little
ride, which
push.
I've done to and from myself. a
We're
bunch
not
of
done
times.
packaging them though. Like there's still more to do.
There's still more to do, but so the mob was. It feels
up.
usually much longer, but because we were four
Oh,
and
we were
not
going.
just me, it was still
Uh-huh.
it was like, it was still way more fun.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like
fun, dude.
not the same as a street jam, but to have just four made it
Just
that much better.
mobbing,
so if we
yeah.
were 400, it's just
Uh-huh.
a whole
But yeah,
other
it's like
level of thing.
Oh, whoops! Hope that wasn't too loud.
Shout out the microphone.
Yeah, but it's like you said with like when me and Ethan started going to school together, because
Yep.
it's like it's not like it's just me mobbing through the street. It's like we are mobbing through the streets. You know?
Yeah.
It's like a movement, dude.
We are scooter riders.
Yeah, but it's sick, dude. Mobbing through the streets is so fun, and that's like what happened.
I mean, I feel you can't really get made fun of if you do whatever you do with confidence. Like,
Oh, 100%. No
you know,
doubt.
if it's just it's my scooter. Like,
Yeah,
I ride
and-
my scooter.
and over the
bring
years,
it to class.
over the years,
brought it to
I've-
class the whole
How
time I was
long
in
did it take you
university.
to
Yeah,
walk?
same.
15
I've done that
minutes. Yeah, I
too.
got here in 3.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah, over the years, I've like built the confidence to like ride my scooter outside by myself with no shame and no like stress of what other people think about me. But I can definitely say that when I first started out, like I definitely had that afterthought, like, oh, I wonder if people are judging me and this and that. But who cares, bro? Like
People love people that do the things they love.
that's the thing, dude. And,
Straight
well,
up.
not always. Not always.
Some people love to hate, but my thing
Some
is
people like
if
fetishize
if
problems,
what I
dude.
do is gonna put you so far off that you feel the need to like be negative about it, then
Mhm.
I don't know.
That's
you're
a
so
that's
not
a
worth-
you thing.
Yeah,
It's
not
just
worth
so,
the time,
so
dude.
close-minded either way. I'm not
Yeah.
interested anyway, but
There's always gonna be people like that. You just gotta ignore them.
it's definitely not necessarily a struggle. But I've been called a scooter fag before, and
Everybody has.
I've had
some scooters.
all that shit. Like
Who
I remember,
cares though? If that's
So
what you
that's-
love though,
That's the thing,
it
dude.
doesn't
Who
matter
cares,
at
dude?
the end of the day.
But it doesn't matter. But and I'm usually pretty chill about like don't really care. But I'll never forget. There was one time I was at a skate park in Ching, wherever Ching is, Brampton,
Chinguacausi.
Chinguzi.
Chinguzi, is that how you
Chinghow-
pronounce it?
Chingwakausi.
That's how it's spelled. I spell things out.
Barefootage, barefootage.
Yeah, Chingu.
So we're there, and I was with Brody, and we actually filmed like a video that day. Yeah, shout out to Brody.
Dude, I haven't seen him in years, bro.
He hit me up like a couple weeks ago. He's in
Really?
Montreal. We were supposed to grab a
Damn.
beer, we didn't, but
Ah.
he's still alive. He's still
Still-
he's
still alive,
chilling,
still
yeah.
kicking, still
He's still
kicking.
doing his thing. So me and him were filming like a little day at a thing. It was like the all in a day video I ended up doing
Okay, yeah,
with
yeah,
him. And there's clips at Ching, and at one point this dude pulls up. Of course, not to make fun of anyone who rides Subarus. Actually, I love Subarus, but he pulls up in a Subaru. Of course, I don't think he had a vape, but he was smoking because back then vapes weren't a thing. Surely, if they were, he would have had one. And he goes yelling. He goes, "Was it tough to tell your parents that you're gay?" That's like,
Damn, dude.
sweet, dude. I've never heard that one before. That was so original. And then he gets out of the car, and this dude is not only like big, he clearly has never stood on a skateboard, ridden a BMX.
Yeah, just
or
straight hater.
and I'm not the type of, I'm not confrontational. I'm not going to be like, and what do you do? Like,
Yeah.
it's,
What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
it's like,
But those-
there's so many things I could have said.
Yeah.
Like, well, how do your parents feel about how fat you are? Like, but I don't care.
Yeah, it's not worth it either. Like, because then you're just stooping to their level, you know? Like, if
Oh,
they're making
it's
fun
so
of you
brutal.
for it and you try to, like, talk back or, like, hit them back, it's like you're just, like, accepting that you're on the same level as them. You just got to be like, whatever, man. I'm above this. I don't need to worry about you. Because what? In the end, like, you're never going to see that person again, right? Have you seen it?
I've never
Have you
seen
him
that
since?
dude
No,
again.
dude. Like, who gives a shit?
If I did, he's lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah,
I don't recognize
hopefully,
him.
dude.
That doesn't really happen anymore, though. I find skaters and like bikers are a lot more cooler with
Experienced
It's way more-
skaters as
it's
well.
way more
skaters
chill
and
now,
bikers.
yeah.
I say experienced skaters and bikers definitely are way
Yeah,
more
for
chill.
sure,
But a
for
lot of
sure.
people who like are just starting out, like definitely.
Yeah, this
It's not
was
the
literally
same.
2013, so like 6 years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I find a lot of
Before you even rode.
Well,
the funny thing is like the most place you'll find the hate is like online, dude. keyboard warriors.
Man,
Crazy.
online
Like,
is brutal.
If you see like
It's
the,
hilarious.
it's so it cracks me up, dude. Every time
I
like
read them not because
dude,
I'm mad, but because
it's
it's funny.
so funny,
It's
dude.
hilarious.
It's like, how do you have the time to do? Like, you got time for this?
You care this much?
Yeah, dude. But it's like every time like a clip.
To type the
Yeah. Every time, yeah, it's like, you feel good now? But every time like World Star shares a post or something like that about scooters, it's like there's still.
Yeah, Juzzy's post got
dude,
shared and it was like,
TSN,
this is
ESPN.
dope.
Oh my God, I
This
saw
is
that.
dope. Fucking faggot. This
Yeah,
is
it's
dope.
like
this is dope.
still a scooter. It's like, yep. good observation,
You're
dude.
Still at home eating Cheetos, typing on your
Yeah,
phone,
dude, like whatever, bro. But yeah, that's the thing. You just, whatever. Who
I used to
cares?
take it so personal when I was younger, though.
Oh,
Because I
man.
was just starting
He was a
out like
keyboard
I was
warrior
like,
on
Yeah.
YouTube.
well,
Oh man.
calling me gay. Like, what have you done in your life? Like, go die in a ditch.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, everybody's got those.
I had to delete all those comments. I had to go back.
But the thing is, that's just natural instinct, bro. Humans are like, damn,
like
you're making fun of me. Like,
defending,
what
yeah.
the hell? Like, you
Oh,
don't
man.
like
What I
being
love to
made fun
do.
of. But over time, over the years, it's just like, man, whatever. You realize that it's not going to affect you in the long run unless it mentally affects you and you want to quit. But just don't let it get to you.
Still
That's
can't
the
sleep
thing.
over the comments
oh.
on my YouTube videos
Dude, I
when I was
stay
12
up at
years
night
old.
like, God
Oh,
damn it. But yeah, it's funny.
That's brutal. Well, believe it or not, we're actually about to round out the hour pretty soon.
What?
Yeah,
Holy, that was quick.
Damn,
flew by.
dude.
Yeah,
Flew by.
Gotta come
There-
back.
There's one thing I did
Talk
want to touch
forever.
on though, because as far as like progression goes, Clit definitely progressed way faster than
Dude,
most
homie's
people that I've
ripping.
seen.
That's-
What
I
would you
appreciate
what
it.
would you attest that to?
What do you mean?
That's a good
Like,
question.
Like,
how do you
why
do that?
why do you think that if someone who started riding at the same time as you, if you compared where you were at versus them, chances are you're quite a bit further ahead?
100%.
Do you think it's just a question of riding more often, or
I think, yeah, just like I ride like almost every day. Like
Yeah,
I
and
try
you always
to, even
have.
after work too. Like I'll just go out and like ride with buddies and stuff. But like, I don't know, just ride with people that are better with you are better than you as well. Because
Yep.
that really helps. Like
Definitely motivates you to ride.
like when I
Shout out
first
to Ethan.
started, I rode with like basically no one. And then I met Jordan Stanley.
I hooked
so-
you guys up?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So that was kind of cool, and he was way better than me at the time. Like he was nuts, and I was like, "Wow, this guy's like crazy. I can't believe he's hanging out with me." But yeah, no, like from there, I just like
Jordan Stanley?
yeah, exactly. Shout out to Jordan Stanley. But yeah, no, it was crazy, and he's like hitting stuff that I would never think of hitting, and then
Yeah.
I'm like start like going, and like hitting these things now, and it's like wow, like I didn't think I'd be able to do that.
So just riding as much as possible and having someone to ride with is
Definitely.
Yeah,
the-
like
the
someone that
biggest
hypes you
factors.
up too. Like sometimes you ride with people that don't hype you up, and it's like, or just like you ask them to film like an Insta clip or something, and they're like, I really don't want to right now. You know, exactly.
I feel that sometimes though, depending on the trick.
Right.
Sometimes somebody's like, "Yo, can you film this?" I'm like, "What? You got that, dude? I haven't even seen you try that today."
Okay, that's a different story though.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, like-
no, but if you're like, no, I feel you though. My friends do the same thing to me. It's like, "Yo, I just landed this trick. You want to film it?" They're like, it's like, man,
Come on.
because
like,
man,
man.
as shameful as it is, Instagram, it promotes you like more than video parts nowadays, which is shameful.
It's
Unless you-
important, but we do need to gravitate back to the
Well, we need to
good
find
old
a balance.
videos.
Well,
you
that's
know,
the thing. You
it's-
need to find a balance.
Yeah.
I've never stopped filming video parts, but I have definitely started filming more Instagram videos. It hasn't stopped my
Yeah, me and Lloyd too,
Video
man.
filming.
We're on the Instagram grind
yeah,
so
dude,
hard,
straight
bro.
filming
Oh, yeah.
bangers
Oh, yeah.
every day for
Every day.
Instagram.
We
yeah.
ride every day. And we film for
edit
every
coming
day.
out. I
Yeah.
think my last post is from like June. It's just me jumping in a lake like at Woodward.
That's joke.
My last post was about this podcast. That's all. I don't
Yeah.
ride as much as I used to.
My
but-
last post was Ethan nutting himself, dude.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
It was
dude.
nice.
I've been posting more photos on Instagram, trying to like.
You should though. Your photos are amazing.
Well, that's the thing. Check out my website.
Very good.
Self promotion.
Plug your
Shameless
website.
self-promotion,
Plug your
dude.
website.
It's just my name.com.
Some good
CameronMcRobbie.com.
photos on there.
Dude, shout out to like all the opportunities I've been given to take those photos.
And is it mostly scootering or?
Well, I have different tabs on the top.
Right.
So I have like a scootering tab, and I have like a product tab, portrait tab, motion tab. The product and the portraits are more so like I can get other jobs outside of scootering.
It's like a portfolio type thing?
Portfolio type
Right,
thing
right.
because as sad as it is, the industry for scootering is not that big, and there is not that money, especially in photography.
But we're
so I
growing.
need, but we are growing,
We're
and that's
working
why
on that, yeah.
the scooter tab's there, my dude. That's what I love.
That's
but
why it's there,
but I
yeah.
need to have the other tabs, and I've been reached out to because of it, so it's good. But
That's cool.
check it out though. I love that stuff too. It's not like, but the scootering is definitely my favorite tab. and you should check it out.
Oh, for sure.
So many good photos.
CameronMcRobbie.com.
Yeah, shameless self-promotion.
Hell yeah. Clit, obviously, it's not clickcommander69.com.
Yeah,
But it is-
unfortunately.
it
One
is
day.
at
one
Click
day.
No
Commander-
website yet, no
At
website
Click
yet.
Commander on Instagram, right? Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I'm really glad that we got to do this today after
fun.
our insane morning and then production all day, whipped here on the scoots.
Yep.
Made it happen. Got a little sauced up. This one got hot and heavy. It was super fun.
I had mad fun.
Hell yeah.
That was great.
And you
Thanks
got-
for joining us, guys.
Yeah, you
Thanks for
guys-
making a trip back to Montreal.
you
We're always
for-
happy to
Thank
have
you
our
for
friends
having
over.
me, man. Like,
Big facts. Thank you for having me, dude. This is so sick. I listen to podcasts all the time, and now I'm gonna listen to one about me.
Hell
Me
yeah.
talking, dude.
it's gonna be weird here.
It's gonna be
I
super
know, dude. I
cheap
hate
back in
hearing my own
earphones.
voice. Voice, whatever.
That's cool. You'll get used to it. So
Yeah.
any shout outs before we go?
Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to Nora Scooters. Shout out to Cosmic Pro Scooters. Shout out to Cache Supper Club in Newmarket, Ontario. Shout out to Cozy Crew. And yeah, shout out to Life. You know.
Hell yeah, Clit.
I'd be QC letting me stay here. Like,
Yeah, I got you.
all the parts. Trynyty for giving me parts as well. I appreciate the hell out of it. So, yeah, and just all my friends that I ride with because I wouldn't be here without them. So,
Well put. Well, we appreciate you guys being here. This has been episode number 9 of the podcast presented by Trynyty every other Thursday. We're still doing this thing. We're coming in hot every single time. Lloyd, any closing words?
Happy we're still doing this, and we're not going to let it go. Let's keep going.
Oh, we're going to keep it rolling. Thanks anyone who tuned in and made it all the way to the end. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.